Good morning, I'm Nivareti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Wednesday, 13th of May. In this update, the Trade Minister says he expects the US government to announce a trade investigation into our lamb imports to the US in the coming weeks. It could be used as the basis for imposing higher tariffs on our lamb. Todd McClay says he's talking to US counterparts, but it's ultimately Donald Trump's decision. And if Trump decides he's had a bad lamb chop, it's unclear what will happen. Federated Farmers Meat and Wool Chair Richard Dawkins told Ryan Bridge, "Our lamb exports give American consumers a taste for lamb, which benefits American producers as well." The man taking the country's biggest polluters to court for their alleged contributions in climate change is calling a proposed law change an absolute disgrace. In 2024, the Supreme Court ruled Mark Smith's case against 7 companies could proceed to trial. Now, the government's preparing to change the law to prevent companies from being found liable for climate harm, with the law applying to current cases, including Smith's. Mark Smith says government shouldn't be making determinations on cases currently before the courts. Christchurch City Council's planning to give the Anglican Church another $15 million to restore Christchurch Cathedral. It's proposing using $35.8 million of the forecast $44.4 million in savings from its annual budget to fund some of the city's quake-damaged heritage buildings. Australia's Treasurer is calling his latest budget the most consequential in decades. The Labor government is raising taxes on investment properties and some trust funds, giving the revenue back to workers with a new $250 tax break. A surplus isn't expected until 2036, and gross debt will hit $1 trillion for the first time this financial year. Treasurer Jim Chalmers says this budget is about helping Australia be resilient and ambitious in the face of adversity. Homeowners are holding on to properties longer than before. Latest data by property information firm Cotality shows the median hold period for profitable resales is now 10 years, the equal longest period on record. Chief property economist Calvin Davidson says people are keeping properties for longer because the housing market's been so flat. Judith Collins is looking back on some of her achievements as she says goodbye to 24 years in Parliament. The senior National MP has delivered her valedictory speech to Parliament as she prepares to move on to heading the Law Commission. She says she's most proud of campaigning for an inquiry into the impact of Agent Orange on New Zealand troops during the Vietnam War and introducing a ban on smoking in prisons. Collins said she's also proud to have been the first Minister of Space in not only the world, but in the universe. In sport, former All Blacks coach John Hart has saluted incumbent Dave Rennie's decision to recruit 79-year-old Sir Graham Henry as an independent selector, saying age is irrelevant to the skill set. A return to the Warriors starting lineup for co-captain Mitch Barnett has seen form prop Jackson Ford benched for Sunday's NRL Magic Round match with the Broncos in Brisbane. Jose Mourinho is the favourite to become Real Madrid's football manager a second time, 13 years after his first spell. The move follows the club's trophyless season. I'm Nivareti Manu, and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.